Hi everybody. How you doing? Happy Friday. We're back. And
Boom.
with that, I really, really, really need to give you we need to do new pictures, man.
We talked about doing it when we were together in Dublin, and then we randomly took one picture together, but we didn't like retake picture.
I know, I know. But hey, we were in that
I don't even
freaking
look on my hand. I don't even have tattoos on that finger.
holy
Like those
shit,
fingers
dude.
are tattooless.
That is freaking and I'm wearing glasses of all things.
Yeah.
And a watch. I never wear a watch anymore. Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to
Anyway,
redo it for sure.
we definitely got to redo it. Okay, fine, fine, fine. So, welcome to the Local Marketing Institute live here with my fabulous co-host Greg Gifford from Search Lab Digital. Why do I always do that? I have no idea. Anyway, and myself, Ben Fisher. I am with Steady Demand. You can find both of us on Blue Sky because you know what? It's not Twitter. Just saying.
Right. And
And you can find us at the Local Marketing Institute Connect, where we have north of 2.6 thousand members. Don't ask me how many because we never update this slide, maybe once a year. So hopefully we'll have it updated in January. We're never
for
going to
sure
update
we'll
this.
update it before we do our one in January.
Okay, all right, fantastic. All right, so and then on from there, then Joe, of course, if you want Greg and I in your ear at any time, working out doesn't matter. You can hear us on Apple, Google, Spotify, and even iHeartRadio, which I heard iHeartRadio actually just inked a pretty big deal, if I remember correctly.
Did
So, hey,
they?
that's yeah, I forget. I think it was with Tesla or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, I just know it was a big deal. That's good for us. All right. So, here we are. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Sorry we've been gone for such a long time. This time of year, Greg and I are usually travel, 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 travel. If it's not me, it's Greg. So, and well, here we are. So, thanks for hanging in, everyone. And just let's give some shout outs really quick. Who we got with us? We got, hey, John Pino, how you doing? Michael Parker, Steven here. What's up there, Mr. Asman? Wendy, how's it going? All right. Then we had, let's see. Hi, Sheila. Hey, Paul, how's it going? Donna, good to see you.
Juan's here twice.
Juan's here twice. He likes us
Does
that
Paul.
much. Actually, I think that was probably Juan's note taker or something like that. But let's see. We've got Mark here. What's going on, Mark? Paul, hey, it's good to see you, Mr. Lampland. Let's see. And I think that is our regulars. Everybody else, thank you for joining us. We hope you will become regulars with us. We love you all. All right. Today, we have a whopping 4 questions for you so far. So, what we want to do is, like we normally do, we say, if you have burning questions, if you want to have, I don't know, something audited, if you want us to take a look at a suspension, maybe you just want us to rip a competitor apart, we could do all of that. So, happy to do it. Please throw those questions into the Q&A. Our goal is to get to at least 10 Q&As by the time we get through these 4 questions. If you do put something in the Q&A, we might give you a cookie. Just saying. Or a star. Or something.
Or a free ass hat if we ever end up making the ass hats.
We will make the ass hats. I'm sorry, the ass hat rocks.
Yeah.
It does. It really does.
Yeah.
I've got to go find the picture though. Probably find it in the chat somewhere. All right. Yeah,
You
we
know what I
will.
thought was interesting was like this is our first show since Dublin, right?
Yes, it is.
There were at least three different people from the Brazil contingent who said, I love your podcast with Ben and I
Yeah.
watch it all the time. So apparently we have some people listening to the replays or watching the replays, whatever it would be, down in Brazil. So if you're one of those people, hey, and the time zones aren't that different, so y'all should join us while we're live. I guess maybe. I mean, I'm assuming if you're listening, you speak enough English to understand what we're saying, so you could join us live, right? Uh-oh. Did I lose
Am I
you?
frozen?
Like you
Mm.
froze. I thought maybe it was my internet.
No, I think it was my internet
Oh, okay.
actually. Yeah, it was telling me, basically, sorry, no network for you. But
No,
yes, and
see, I
actually,
wasn't saying that to like brag that we're world famous. I'm just like saying that like, hey, it's cool that some people listen to us in South America.
I'll do the humble brag. How's that?
Yeah.
So when we were on stage, right, and towards the end of the show, and everybody's taking pictures, and we're doing the whole GBP group picture, which like God, there was like 150 of us there. It was
Yeah, there's a
crazy.
bunch.
Um, yeah, if you didn't know, by the way, GBP, the product expert community, we have the most product experts in the entire world for all Google products. So we actually get over what they say 6 times the amount of questions in our community than the rest
Something
of the
like that,
world,
yeah.
something like that. Anyway, but it
Which
was
then
really
you
cool.
got to think it's crazy for the people that are like platinum and diamond in the other communities when they don't
Yeah,
have the volume of questions to be able to answer.
yeah, exactly. Very true. Very true. Um, but yeah, what was really fun was, and I hadn't experienced this since the time I was in my last industry that I was in, the hosting industry. But did you get mobbed too by like the foreigner Ps, the Ps from Europe, etc.?
Oh yeah.
And they just like had to do selfies and come up and all of this and like we love you and yeah, they and all.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
just like completely 100. It was like person after person after person. So it was a lot of fun though.
Well, hey, welcome to Alice. It's Alice's first time joining. So
And if
Alice,
we had
yeah, the
sound
way
effects, we could do a yeah.
yeah, I don't have this. I swear, you guys, I'm gonna get the sound effects figured out. Hopefully, but oh, you know what? Is our next one is the Friday before Black Friday, right?
Probably.
Yes. Okay. Maybe not by that one, but for sure by the first one in December, I'll have sound effects back. I promise. But Alice, we don't have the sound effects. So yes, you do drop your questions into the Q&A widget just because if you drop them into chat
We're
and
gonna
other
miss them.
people are commenting as we're going, then those questions, scroll off the screen and it's really hard to scroll back and check them. So drop your questions in the Q&A section and that way they kind of stay there persistently and we'll get to everything that we can get to today. If we have too many, then we save them and we'll hit those first next time, like we're going to do with the first 4 questions this time.
Right. And Michael, thank you. I appreciate that, my friend. Um, yeah, I've been on a weight loss journey for quite a few months now, actually, and I think it's paying off. Everybody's telling me I look awesome, so I feel awesome, so that's even better. So thank you very much. The Q&A widget is down at the bottom of your screen. It is right in the middle. There's a Q&A. It says Q&A and it has a little chat thingy, bubbles. So yes. All right. Well, we have 4 questions. We have no Q&A. That's sad. I'm going to be a sad panda now.
Yeah, but you know what? We always say, oh my gosh, we don't have enough, and everybody always gets us enough. I think we'll be fine.
I know. I know. I mean, we could always just start calling people out. You know what I mean? Just like, saying like, hey, John, you're at the top of the list, by the way. Hey, John, throw something into the Q&A. Come on, you got something you want to roast, right? Okay.
But we can start. I guess I'll ask you first.
All right, let's do it.
The first question is from Donna, who is here today. So thanks, Donna, for showing up, and you'll get your question answered first. And the question is, when will Q&As no longer be available?
That is a great question. We're actually waiting on an answer from Google about this right now. For those of you who are not aware of some of the changes that have happened to Q&A, or are happening to the Q&A, I should say, is that just recently, as of, I don't know, Tuesday, they removed questions and answers from the API. Completely deprecated, gone, poof. The last time this happened, not with Q&A, with another feature. The last time this happened, basically we took about 3 months and then the actual feature itself was completely removed and deprecated. We're starting to see other things like, for instance, the AI generated descriptions for companies is becoming more prevalent. The merchant center products, they're trying to really promote those and get merchant center products into GPP. So my working theory on this is that Q&A will be removed. I think posts will basically move from the bottom of the knowledge panel to the top, basically right where Q&A is. Because if you've also been keeping tabs on posts, I believe that there's a copy to feature which was just released basically taking one post and copying it to multiple, right? It's not that great, but it is what it is. And it's still in testing, right? So it's only at maybe the 10-20% range. And so anyway, I think there's more things that are coming. I think posts are going to again be much more visible, which is just a win for everybody, right? And that I think Q&A is going to go away. Q&A really never had a
I mean,
place.
effectively, it's already gone away because it's only showing on maps and it's not really showing on desktop
Oh no,
other than maybe 5% of the time.
I see it on desktop for almost all day long, actually.
In the
So
GBP, not in the map.
yeah, in GPP. Yep,
Man,
absolutely.
maybe it's per
Um,
vertical then because it's not showing for car dealers at all anymore. It's not showing for attorneys at all anymore.
Really, I see it on attorneys all day long. Hold on, now I gotta go take a look, buddy. Wonka Wonka. Okay, let's see here. I'm just going to go pick a random one. Bam, Q&A gone. You are right, my friend. So anyway, the death of Q&A was not exaggerated. It is probably going to be going away. What does that mean for you as a business? Probably should deprioritize it. It never really did anything anyway, so it's kind of a
I
useless
mean,
feature.
it was kind of cool in the few verticals where they did get a lot of questions, but for most of the businesses out there, it was pretty pointless the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. All right, buddy. Well, then on to you, my friend. This one is from Alice. Let's see, is Alice here?
First time
Alice is
Alice.
here. Yes, Alice is here too. Excellent. Of course, Donnie, you are totally welcome. All right. So Alice is asking something about social media videos.
Okay.
Now, question is, I am promoting a healthy product, but it is a bit expensive to target a wider audience. I created social media accounts such as TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, but I want to create a YouTube channel as well, where I can make longer videos about explaining the products, unboxing, and so on. I wanted to make a video explaining the product, its benefits, and and so on again. Anyway, I have no idea how to make it. I'm currently using AI to create ads, but I don't know if the videos are appropriate, attractive, and good for promotion.
Yeah. Okay. So several things here. If it is a healthy product, I would not touch AI with a 10-foot pole. I would only create real videos, but also, do you know that your audience is on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube? Because maybe your audience is on Reddit in subreddits about health products, and that's where you should be concentrating your time. I would hesitate to go the video route unless you've already nailed down the SEO and the paid ad section of what you're doing. If you have a GBP, make sure that's set up as well. But really, I would concentrate way more on getting the answers to the questions that people would be asking on your website before you just go and create a bunch of videos. Because let's say you do go create a bunch of videos and people want to go buy the product and they go to your website and your website sucks, then you're not going to sell them anyway. And you mentioned TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube tends to not be too much overlap between those audiences. And you might be going and throwing videos in a bunch of places where maybe your potential audience is only on TikTok, so you don't need to be on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Or maybe they're only on YouTube and you don't need to be on the other three. So I would do some research first and figure out where your audience is, where your potential customers are. And then I would create content around the solutions that those customers are searching for and not just go straight to here's my product, it's awesome, buy it, but talk about why the product solves the problems that your potential customers are trying to solve.
I agree, and slightly have some other solutions too, or thoughts. Okay. So, first thought is I love what Greg is saying about find out where your audience is. So, if you're going to use AI for that.
Yeah.
You can easily go into ChatGPT, write a prompt that basically says, I want you to take a look at all the highest performing YouTube channels, TikTok users, blah, 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 that discuss X, whatever your product basically is, right? Or your product line is. have it come back, and it'll come back with some results. And then ask it, and then ask ChatGPT, which should I focus on first? Because the worst thing that you can do when you're starting any kind of promotions like this or business like this is spread yourself way too thin. Like you said, you also don't know what you're doing at this point, which is normal, by the way. I just started a TikTok channel for like unboxing, like, Star Wars shit, right? Because I collect Star Wars shit. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. You know what I mean? What I do know is I know my stuff. So I'm just kind of going on there and just talking about it basically, right? If I have to do a little bit of research beforehand, I do that. But then I just do it. I really don't care if it's great or awesome or not because I've got like a whopping 30 followers. Yay. But you know what? Every video I'm doing is getting better and better and better. And then that is the point, is you're going to make a mistake. You're going to make tons of mistakes. I'm sure, Greg, when you first started doing your videos for SEO, you probably weren't the greatest at it, right? It took time.
I was pretty good because I was a film major in college. So
All right, fine, fine, fine. How about
but
your first
yeah, but you're right.
presentation?
In general, people, when they start doing their videos, they're not that great. And you just get better just through repetition and through seeing your competition and how they're doing it. So,
Right.
if you're not, you know what, let me ask you this. Maybe I'm reading this wrong. But Alice, you said you have no idea how to make it. In the chat, can you let us know when you're saying that? Are you meaning you're not sure what to include in the video, or you're not sure how to like physically shoot it with the equipment? Is it more
Yeah.
about the process of shooting the video, or is it more about what to include in the video?
Good points. Good points. Because that's true. Because if she's using AI for product demonstrations, I mean, it's very easy. Just go to Google. You can find like a bunch of like, hey, throw your product into this, and we'll just make the video for you, kind of stuff.
Yeah,
They actually look pretty good, by the way. Um, but I will guarantee you that if your audience has no connection with you, it's pretty useless.
yeah.
It's actually very useless. So they need you. Um,
What
Personally,
if it's
me,
a health product and it's all AI videos is the only kind of marketing you're doing? You're going to have a lack of trust issue, and
big time,
people are going to think something shady's going on if you can't actually show the real product with real people.
and yourself.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah, the other,
Alice is not letting us know in the chat which direction we should go there with the technical side or the content. What? Oh, wait. Use ChatGPT for a script. What I don't know is what kind of content illustration I could use to attract customers, but I think you're right. Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, exactly. So it was less about the technical side of what to shoot and more about what to include in the content of the video.
yeah, that's what it looks like.
Um,
Yeah.
and I would hesitate to have ChatGPT write your script for you if you don't know what your audience is and you don't really know what you want to put in the video. ChatGPT is just going to make a bunch of shit up, and that's not going to resonate well with your customers. So for sure, start with figuring out where your customers are and figuring out what their pain points are. And this healthy product, if you're comfortable telling us what the product is, it might be helpful to know what the product is. If you could put that into chat, if you don't want to say, that's fine too. But I would for sure look at the competition and the sorts of things that the competition is doing. Not because you just want to copy the competition, but if you're not sure what kind of content to show, see what your competition is doing, because there have to be other people out there selling similar products that
Yep.
are in the same vein. And if you see the sorts of things that they're doing, those same things would probably work for you.
And the other thing is you're saying what kind of content, what kind of illustrations, right? You may be talking about like the professional things that professional videographers do, right? Like booms and splashes and other types of things inside of the video itself that are in addition. Um, and so basically, like again, I'll just go back to my example. I can't do all that. I don't do video editing, right? Not at all. But I just show the product. There's no need to have and be really fancy about it, I guess is my point, especially when you're just getting started. When do you get some people under your belt and then worry about that kind of stuff? That's how I would do it. All right.
Okay,
So
so this is
moving
like a
on.
Herbalife like vitamin supplement type thing.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, I would go look at what other vitamin supplement type companies are doing and do the same sort of a thing. But yeah, I would say for sure with this, you're not gonna do too well with just let's just generate a script off of ChatGPT and make an AI video if you don't even know what your customers are really looking for.
Yep.
So yeah.
Cool. By
All
the way,
right.
everybody, thank you very much. We have 4 questions in the Q&A widget. We need 6 more.
And
Remember,
the
we can
next
do a
question is
GBT.
for
Ruckle,
you.
go for it, brother.
And Maria asked the question, and Maria's here in the audience today.
Woo! 3 for 3.
So Maria's question is about a closed location.
Oh, fun.
I have an elderly friend, moved his business and controls the Google Business Profile. The problem is that the original location still shows up and he somehow doesn't manage that account. All the contact info goes to the new location, but the original still shows up on searches. Shouldn't he just close that business profile? Only 14 reviews from 8 years ago that he would lose.
Hmm. So first of all, what I would have done is I would not have opened up a new profile, which is pretty much what it sounds like. Um, I would have moved the profile from one location to the next.
Can you clarify
That's
that for us, Maria? This is Da Vinci teeth whitening, by the way, that we're talking about.
okay.
Um, Maria, did he move the profile or did he set up a new one once he moved the business?
We really need the whole.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
he didn't
Yeah.
move it. He didn't know how, so he started a new
Yeah.
one.
Right. Right. Okay. Very common problem. Okay. So the name of the business is very generic, which is why the old one's probably still showing. It has more ranking history or power, if you want to call it that. So basically, he doesn't manage the account. That's the big problem here, right? So what I would do is I would go ahead and have a bunch of people gang up on it and mark it permanently closed. As a matter of fact, why not? So Da Vinci White Cleaning, what city is the old one in? The one that you want to get rid of that he doesn't manage. Because I think we're going to have some fun right now.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay. Fort Collins is the old. So we're going to do Da Vinci Feet White. All right. So hold on a second. All right. There it is.
No,
I've
we
got
are
it.
talking about the
14
one that
reviews.
is on 155 West Harvard Street, correct? Okay, yes.
Yep. 14
Yep.
reviews. All right, everybody. So here we go. This is the project for the moment. There is the link, basically. Yeah, it's probably going to be too difficult to do a basically report a duplicate, but we can try it. So let's go ahead. We're going to suggest an edit. We're going to say place is closed. I'm just going to select duplicate in another place real quick. Doesn't find it. So what we're going to do is we are going to mark this puppy permanently closed. What I want everybody in the audience to do is go ahead and mark this thing permanently closed. If you don't know how to make it permanently closed, just let us know. But boom, there we go. I've just submitted mine. Have you done yours, Greg?
Yeah, sorry, I was looking into something else with this
All right.
that we talked about as well.
So please, everybody, let's go ahead and let's give somebody a hand here. Let's give Maria a hand and boom. Yep. Make it market permanently closed, Stephen. See if we can work some magic. Thank you, Michael. Yeah, but you know what the beauty of permanently closed is that basically if it gets successfully marked closed, it'll actually fall off a search usually within 72 hours. Usually, I say, by the way. No, no, no. It's not going to affect the current business. Don't worry about that. This is just killing the old one. At least that's what we're attempting to do.
Also, if we look on the website, I will share this with everyone so that we can see, at least on the live view, what we're looking at. On the website, if you scroll down to the footer of the home page, it says Fort Collins and Loveland. Why does it still say Fort Collins
Uh,
if that location doesn't exist anymore?
yeah, you should definitely kill anything about Fort Collins from the website. That's going to block it. Like my
Uh,
edit did not take.
I would also suggest to your friend that they don't use a Hotmail email address as their business email.
Very true.
Um, and if we look, because the GBP, the name on the GBP is Da Vinci Laser Teeth Whitening of Northern Colorado. I don't think that's actually the business name, so you might have some issues there. But
Mine
yeah,
says Da Vinci teeth whitening, just so you know.
but I would definitely get rid of the Hotmail address. Like you have Da Vinci Teeth Whitening FortCollins.com. You should have the email address at the URL. So there we go. All right.
All right. I'm going to
So
mark this doesn't exist for fun. All right. Maybe that'll just nuke it. All right. Yeah, as far Paul, as far as the permanently closed, it doesn't work all the time. It is a little bit of a funky feature, that is for sure. All right, look at that, man. We're at half past, and we've got 6 questions. Fan freaking tastic.
and we still
All
have
right.
one left from last time too.
We still have one more question left. So what I will ask is everybody, we need 4 more questions. All right. So let's see.
We actually need
Oh,
5.
wait.
One
Facebook
more
said,
because
oh,
this is a duplicate of the one that Alice put in first in Q&A this
ah,
time.
all right. Okay.
So we need one more
Oh,
question at least.
okay. Perfection. Okay. So I think this one is for you, my friend.
All right.
All right, let's do it. Okay. So Alice has a question for you. Okay. It's about attracting customers. My question is, how do you attract very, very stingy customers? Thinking in terms of pricing, it's a fixed price that you can't lower or raise. Is there any strategies for them to buy an expensive product and get really healthy and benefiting? Yeah, this is a good business question.
Yeah. So we're back to talking about the same, like basically vitamin and health product stuff that we were talking about in the last question. And again, it comes back to doing the audience research to see who your audience is. Because if you don't know who you're selling to, you're not going to be able to sell the product. And if you've got people that are being stingy, those probably aren't the customers you need to be going after. Because if they're not understanding that spending money on these health products will enhance their life, or they just don't have the money to spend, don't waste time trying to sell to them. Figure out who the audience is that does have the income to be able to spend money on this and figure out what they're looking for a solution for. Are they maybe business travelers that get jet lag a lot, and these are some vitamin supplements that will help ease the time zone changes? Or is it someone, maybe you've got products in there for women in menopause to lessen the menopause symptoms, or maybe it's something of vitamin deficiency, or maybe you've got stuff in there for people suffering from symptoms of long COVID. Like the list can go on and on. Surgery recovery. There's probably some sort of ointment to make scars go away faster and not look so bad. So, like, whatever those things are, you've got to figure out what the benefits are other than, hey, it's really helpful and it benefits you. Like, you need to talk about the specific benefit of the product and sell the product based on the benefit of the product and the solution to the problem that you're offering. Don't just go, hey, here's this really expensive stuff. You should buy it because it's awesome.
Yeah. So here is a book I want to recommend that everybody reads. If you've never heard of Alex Hormozy, he has built, I think it's acquisitions.com, I believe is what it is right now. Anyway, what he talks about in 100 Million Offers is basically the fact that it's not necessarily the price, which is the problem. And it's not necessarily stingy customers that are the problem. You have just not convinced this customer or your customers that your deal is amazing. So the concept is to develop a product or a package or something that is basically you would have to be stupid to say no to it. So, how do you do that with a product that has a fixed price? Okay, great. The product has a fixed price, but your business does not. What I mean by that is, and he kind of preaches this in the book as part of building this package, is listen to the questions and ask ChatGPT what questions people have about this type of product. And then start building out little guides or things of that nature that address each one of these questions. And now, when you're selling your product, if you can, sell the product like, you're going to get this excellent, blah, blah, blah widget. Okay. And as a bonus, we're going to give you $5,000 worth of advice, or something of that nature, and we're going to do this, and it's this, and it's that, but at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, am I going to spend $30 on your product and get all of this shit with it? Fuck yeah. That's a no brainer.
You got to
So
sell people on the value of what you're selling, not the price of what you're selling.
exactly. And if price is all they care about, they're not your customer, like Greg was saying.
And Alice, you said you did target an audience, but they said that they're interested because it'll help them and that they'll get back to me, but in the end they don't. Which audience did you target? How did you find the audience and how did you target them?
Good questions. Great.
Because if it's like you bought an email list and sent an email list, okay, that's never going to work.
I'm telling you, man, we need the sound effects.
I know we need the sound. It's killing me. I've got to get it
Dun,
figured out.
dun, 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 dun. Just saying. All right.
Well,
Well,
well, well, while Alice is typing the answer to that, we can move on to John's question.
let's do it.
So John's question is, hey guys, I have a law client that operates under their firm name, but also has a website for an alternate brand that specializes in sexual abuse cases. They are wondering if there would be any way to create a GBP under that brand, even though the locations would share the same address as their primary firm. No suite numbers. They are happy to make a sign for the brand and have a separate number primary category, but they do not have a separate lease or anything like that. I'm thinking this doesn't sound doable unless you have ideas.
The short answer is going to be in that state, no. Just having a website is not another business. It's not another brand. So no, you wouldn't want to do that at all. Basically, I guess is really what it is. And not to mention, I mean, the primary category, if it's a separate primary category, sure. But I'm sure that you're going to probably use lawyer or a law firm, which is going to basically kill the other business potentially.
Yeah,
But
John,
more
I'm
importantly,
curious
it's
what
just not another business.
the main firm, the main profile that they have now, what kind of law firm is it? Is it personal injury?
Employment and PI,
Yeah, I mean, if you're already PI, then
just
that's
add employment.
that's
Yeah.
sexual abuse falls under PI anyway, technically. Um, I mean, you could put it as criminal law as well, but yeah, it's not materially different from PI attorney stuff. Why would you need to create a JBP under that? Like, if you
Just add a
create
separate
content
category.
around the fact that you have I'm curious why, honestly, they made the decision to create a separate website and a separate band just for sexual abuse cases when you could just add content on your site about the fact that you specialize in this
Yeah.
and you would take advantage of the value of the authority of the pattern that you've already built up for the law firm instead of saying, well, let me go try to get this other website that we've just started with a brand new business entity that probably doesn't have any citations out there to support that it exists and no links to the website. Like, that thing's never going to rank anyway.
Yeah, and then also on top of this, now you're diluting your efforts. So now you have reviews that are going to have to go to two locations. It's already hard enough when it comes to lawyers to get reviews. I would just go with like what Greg is saying. Just go ahead and add it to the existing site. I know you probably want them to have a separate site, separate presence, etc., but it's not going to. I don't think it's going to have the impact you think it's going to have. Of course, John, anytime.
Okay, we got an answer from Alice, so we can shift back to that because I'm curious. So Alice said basically there's a product for losing weight, and she targeted people who wanted to lose weight. They struggled a lot and preferred dieting at a low cost over a long period of time and never get a good result rather than paying a little bit more expensive for a healthy product that gives you a satisfactory result in a short period of time. She showed them pictures of people who did lose the weight before and after, and they're interested. And when she says the price, they don't get back. I don't know if it's the way I present the product or if there's some other ways. But Alice, where did you get the list? Like you targeted people who wanted to lose weight. How did you do that? You have to like to be able to have these conversations, you had to have lead information from those people that they either submitted to your site or called you, or you got that list from somewhere else and you're calling them.
Oh, friends, people, just people she knows. So, is this like an Ozempic type of product?
No, it's like natural supplement, vitamin, like think Herbalife type stuff.
Yeah. So when people hear the price, they might be just immediately thinking scam.
Yeah, Alice, this isn't your product, right? This is just a product that you decided to go out and try to sell.
Yeah, I'm with Stephen here. This
I'm
sounds like
guessing
an
the answer is yes.
education
Yeah,
thing.
I mean, you got to do way more education. You can't just assume people are going to buy your product, especially if you're already getting pushback on the price. You got to sell more of the value, like we said a minute ago. Sell it on value, not on price. And if you're
Yep.
just like, oh, this is going to help you, but oh, it's twice as expensive as what you're expecting, you need to sell them on you're going to get great results and here's why, not just hey, you want to lose weight, this will help you because there are so many weight loss scams out there. Like, I mean, one of the things I saw in there was like an aloe vera gel. Like, maybe not concentrate on the weight loss side of things and go towards some of the other vitamin and health related things other than weight loss, because weight loss in general is typically scammy.
And focus on the before and after
Yeah.
as well, And Stephen, again, another good point, credibility. Hopefully if you're reselling somebody else's product, they already have credibility, like maybe even a celebrity endorsement or something of that, some kind. I mean, that's actually what made Ozempic actually so popular. I mean, it was freaking expensive as heck when it came out. But guess what? They gave it out to celebrities, and those celebrities started losing weight rapidly, and so they started, of course, talking about it. People
Yep.
started noticing. So,
All right.
yeah.
Now, whose
Okay.
turn is it? My turn? Your turn?
This question is for you from Mark. Okay. So Mark is asking, curious, what you gentlemen have found insightful from the 2026 local rankings factors report.
Honestly, I haven't had enough time to dig into it since it came out yesterday to really be able to go, well, this is
Same,
really interesting.
same
Um,
here.
I did kind of listen to Darren's video in the background that he put like an hour video on YouTube talking about some of the important stuff in it. Um, I like that he asked the question about AI visibility, but I feel like a lot of people are going to misinterpret that and say, oh, this is what for sure we need to do. But yeah, other than that, like reviews got more weight than they have in the past, but
Yeah.
that's happened for the last four times of the local search ranking factor study. That's not really that insightful. It was something we all expected to see. Content's still super important. Yeah,
Citations are more important.
I'm sure there's stuff in there that once I have the time to sit down and dig through it, I'll sit down and dig through it. But I am about to go to a conference in Thailand, so I've been prepping for that, and I haven't really had a chance to check it out yet. So
Yeah, I mean, I skimmed it basically, and yeah, it was like you said, it was reviews,
ooh,
AI,
we're in lightning
citations.
mode because we got a roast coming. I just
Ooh.
saw it. So I'm going to ask you
Oh.
Wendy's question and then we'll tag team the roast.
All
So
right.
Wendy's question, can a hybrid SAB that has a verified visible location verify a second location with a hidden residential address in another city 30 miles away?
I have questions. I have questions. Okay. So the first question is, I'm assuming this is going to be at Actually, no, I'm going to ask the question. Is this at the owner's home or is this at somebody else's home, like a contractor, employee, etc.? Wendy, owner's home. Okay. And they're wanting this SAB to basically be a secondary kind of a satellite location for their hybrid SAB, I assume. What type of business is this? Plumber, HVAC, electrician. Okay. So definitely a service-based company. Got it. Um, have they gone the road of working to make sure that, or have you thought about all of the compliance things that need to be done for this location? Meaning that like all of the paperwork that you're going to need just in case of a suspension. Everything from basically, BBB to Secretary of State, licensing, insurance, etc. for this
Utility
address.
bill and the business name.
Yes, for sure. No problem. It can be done. It's the owner's home. They have authority over it. If they're going to have the proper paperwork, then they can do it. It is definitely a far enough away that you can do it. Um, as long as they actually do service in that area, then it is absolutely 100% acceptable. What are your thoughts, buddy?
No, yeah, that's what I would say.
Cool. There you go,
Let's do
Wendy.
the roast.
All right. Wait, should we go over anonymous attendee first?
Um,
And then we also have Stephen too.
I mean,
Stephen, the
that
answer is
question
no.
from
If you
anonymous attendee is a pretty
Stephen
good one.
Stephen asked, I'll just do Stephen's really quick.
Okay.
Stephen's asking, will Google filter out GPP profiles if you have two different types of doctors at the same location, like an ophthalmologist and dermatologist? The answer to that is going to be no if. And the if is basically as long as you're not using doctor's office or something like, or doctor, as a secondary category, then basically there shouldn't be any kind of filtering because it's not the same exact category. That's all. All right. Let's see. Do you want to just do anonymous attendee first, or
Let's
shall
do
we
it.
move
Okay,
on?
so Anonymous asks, we have a franchisee purchase a declining store and then offer the employees at that store incentives like buying the staff lunch or small gifts for getting clients to leave a review with that employee's name on it. Google restricted the reviews for this store for 30 days. Google product experts have publicly stated that incentivizing employees shouldn't be a problem. Has anything around that changed in the last 60 days in regards to this?
No, it's totally acceptable.
But what I would say from experience is sometimes when you incentivize employees, depending on what the incentives are, those employees will go out and create a bunch of fake reviews. Because this has happened with car dealerships in the
Yep.
past that we've worked with or that we've talked to, where they'll give a spiff of $50 for every review that mentions a salesperson by first and last name. And then that sales guy is like, hey man, like I'm just gonna go create a bunch of fake Google accounts and leave a bunch of reviews, and I just made an extra $1,000 on my paycheck. So then, if those reviews are all coming from that location in a very short period of time, then that is not a natural pattern, and that could have been the cause. So it's not directly related to incentivizing employees, but the result of incentivizing employees is if a bunch of employees are creating a bunch of fake reviews, then that could get the review block placed on them.
Also, let's just say for grins and giggles that there's 100 employees that work out of this location, right? Not too far-fetched. And you tell all 100 employees, get people reviews, we'll give you free lunch, $5, whatever. What are those 100 employees going to do? They're going to tell their friends. They're going to tell their family. They're going to definitely tell every single customer, right? They're going to bombard you with reviews. Now, this filter that you're talking about, it's actually not a filter. It's called the badge of shame. The badge of shame basically appears, what it appears to be is when too many reviews are coming in an unnatural pattern, kind of akin to what Greg was just saying. So an unnatural pattern would be you're getting 1,000 reviews in one day, right? When you've had one in the last month. That's an unnatural pattern. So you'll get that badge of shame, 100%. guaranteed, probably every single time. So you need to do things in moderation, I guess is my point.
But also, if the franchisee purchased a declining business, I would want to know why the business is declining, because just getting a bunch of people to leave a bunch of positive reviews, if there's other problems at the business, is not going to fix the declining business.
Correct. And Stephen, being reviews being done from the same location, that is a myth. Okay. We have actually, Greg and I actually, when we were in Dublin, we asked Google this very specific question about it all being done from the same location. And they said, no, that's silly. Their words, by the way.
Yep.
And then they explained why. And they basically said, look, no, that's not true. Hey, yes, of course, you can do it from a kiosk. Okay. There's a lot of people out there that still speak about this like, oh, kiosks are bad. It's the same IP address. No, the problem is again, this unnatural pattern. The pattern of now all of a sudden I am in a doctor's office and I'm getting 100 reviews a day when I used to only get two. That's
Well,
not
and
natural.
how would a doctor's office with one doctor see 100 patients in a day?
Exactly. Exactly.
Like a car dealership, using the clients we work with. If it's a smaller car dealership that has 100 cars on the lot and you're suddenly getting 25 reviews a day for an entire month, you don't have that many cars on the ground. You couldn't sell that many cars. And that becomes a very sketchy pattern. If you haven't gotten a review in 6 months and all of a sudden you jump to getting 25 a day, the system's going to be like, yeah, no, these aren't real.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
All right,
All right.
roast time.
We need some music for a roast. We got to figure that one
Here
out
is the
too.
GBP that we are roasting. I will share it in the chat.
Bum, bum.
I will share my screen as well so we can look at it.
Manages 26 locations. They're all similar. Okay. Well, let's see. There is no magic number. Um, all right. So, well, my friend, you start.
Okay. Century Self Storage, Miami. My first question to Danielle would be, is there another Century Self Storage that is also in Miami that has a different name? Or is it, you have 26 locations. Is it 26 locations and there's one in Miami and one in Fort Lauderdale and one in Tampa and one in Atlanta? Or is it like there's 15 in Miami?
While we're waiting on the
Well, while we're
answer,
waiting, we'll keep going. Let's
well, I do want
multiple
to say one
locations,
thing.
multiple names across Texas, Florida. My question is, though, is there another one in the Miami metro market? Because if not, I wouldn't call it Century Self Storage Miami. I would just call it Century Self Storage.
Correct.
Yeah, so I would get the Miami out of the name. You don't need that in the name. That's not the name of the business, so I would get rid of that. Let's look
And it's
at,
also in Miami already, dude.
yeah,
You know?
categories. Self-storage facility, packaging supply store, record storage facility, truck rental agency. Personally, I would not put records storage facility because that is not what a self-storage place is. Record storage is a very specific thing with, hydroponically controlled temperatures and humidity and whatever.
Yeah.
And unless you have very specific storage capacity to store official documents, I would not say you're a record storage facility. Um, you do not have UTM tracking on the website link, so you're not going to get great data inside of Google Analytics. So I'd be sure to add that. Hours, access 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., but the office is 9. Okay, that makes sense. I don't typically pay attention to descriptions much. Products, I would get rid of your products feed because they're going to get rid of it soon anyway, because you're not, that's like a storage unit is not a product that you can sell someone. That's not what the product section is meant for. I'll always like checking this. Let's see
But
how long it's
they
been.
could put boxes in there though.
Yeah, you can put boxes in there, but I wouldn't put storage units. Okay,
No.
let's see how recently they've got Pinterest listed, and it doesn't look like they've posted anything in a year to Pinterest. So why would you have a social link to a account you're not actively using? The last tweet, you've never posted on Twitter at all. So why would you link it to Twitter? You have not put a bio in and you have not shared any content. So yeah, like don't share social links just to share social links. If I'm trying to find a place, like I wouldn't care about social media for a storage facility, but just for anyone watching, don't share social links if you're not using the social accounts because that makes you look bad.
Makes you look
They
horrible.
are posting on Facebook, so Facebook's okay. Um, let's check out what their posts look like.
Most actually look pretty decent. The
Posts
crop
are
is nice.
not bad. Yeah, your crops are good. I wouldn't worry so
Uh,
much. Like you've got the little watermark of the logo. I wouldn't worry about that.
as a matter of fact, Google doesn't like that.
Um, like okay, so the first post is pretty good. The second one, a clutter-free workspace promotes this. Let us handle your storage needs.
So,
Like that's less clear about what the topic of the post is. And then peace of mind comes standard. We prioritize your belongings 24/7. This doesn't even have a call to action. So I would not say that's a good post because that's a selling point for the security of the facility. That should be on your website. That's not a Google post. A Google post should be some sort of promotional, compelling offer, not just like, hey, here's something that we do. This one, if your business is outgrowing its current space, like read the whole thing. Don't let a lack of room limit your potential. Our self storage units are a perfect solution for business needing extra space. Whether it's for inventory, equipment, documents, we've got you covered. Call now. But all I see here is your business outgrowing its current space? Don't let a lack of room limit your potential. The
oh,
important message here is we can store your inventory, your equipment, your documents for your business. So I would show that and not what you've got there. So pay attention to how the text gets truncated. You're posting fairly often too. It looks like you're doing one almost every week. And I don't know that these are really that compellingly different that you would need to do a different post every single week. Let's
and there's
check
not a
it.
lot to talk about in this industry anyway.
Yeah. Reviews, newest reviews.
Yeah, they're responding to all the negative reviews. The review responses look like they look pretty decent. Yeah, they may be created by AI, but they're pretty decent.
I would not personally answer a one-star review like this. Now, sure, the one-star review says the front office is great, but here's this other problem. And your response is, we appreciate you highlighting the positive experience with our team. Like this review isn't about the
Hold on.
positive experience with the
Regarding
team.
your concerns, it's right there.
Yeah, but this is the guy's upset because his rent doubled. So respond to the fact that his rent doubled because people scrolling through this are going to be like, "We appreciate you highlighting the positive experience." Like that's not a genuine response to a bad review. Okay, this actually right here is what I use as not this particular one, but my examples when I do conference talks about how not to respond to bad reviews look exactly like this. Don't say, we thank you for your feedback. We strive to provide great customer service. I'm Greg. I'm the manager. Please call me and tell me more about your problem, which is literally exactly what you said right here. Now, in this case, you don't know who phone account is because that's not a real person's name. If this was from Eduardo Machado, well, then you've got him in your CRM and you can call him offline. In this case, the way I would answer this is to be like, hey, we do actually have air conditioned units. You would have been aware of the fact that your unit was not air conditioned when you purchased it. We would call you and talk to you about this and try to make the situation right. But since you used a fake name, we can't do it.
Yeah,
And like this one, oh man, where's that?
this is over 3 years though. They're
Yeah.
pretty old.
Yeah, like no, I mean like there's not really too much bad here that I would say. Let's see what the landing page looks like.
Well, it's a Miami landing page.
I mean, this is spammy as hell right there though. Like that's garbage content that's not helping you at all and is not helping your customers either. Like you don't really even have any content on this page. It's here's the things that are available. That's important. This bit's important. Like here are the available units that you can get. But I would, you had this Google post here, this one about security, that peace of mind comes that we prioritize your safety with 24/7 security cameras. Like all this information that's right here, get that on the website. Like, hey, when I land on the page, hey, look, we prioritize your security. All your stuff is monitored 24/7. Like, that's not even on this page. And that would be an important element that would make people want to rent from you. So I would get rid of this crappy just list of cities right there, especially if this is the only location in Miami. You don't need to say we serve Miami Beach, city of Miami, downtown Miami, design district, mid beach. Like everybody knows that's Miami. That's not necessary. So instead, share the benefits of renting a unit with you so that you'll attract more customers in this point. So, all right, Ben, what do you got to say?
Nada. You did fine. I mean, really, there is not much more to say about that.
No.
I think you hit on all the good points. The only one that I may disagree with a little bit is the responding to the negative reviews. So I thought that the responses were pretty decent, but then again, they're also years old.
Yeah.
So
I
the
mean, they haven't
the,
really
the
gotten a
person
bad
who's
review in
doing
forever.
it now is probably not doing that.
Like it's
Um,
been a year since they've even gotten a bad review.
yeah, so it sounds like the business is doing well as far as that goes. Um, Yeah, exactly. Right, Stephen. I mean, that's the perfect thing is when you can get in touch with somebody when you've had a bad review, resolve the situation, and turn that from a horrible review to a removed review, or maybe into a 5-star review. And sometimes maybe even get people to buy some stuff from you. So you turn in a negative situation into a positive opportunity.
Yeah. It looks like a pretty steady stream of 2 to 3 reviews a month, which is good.
Yeah,
That's a long time to
absolutely.
go. And you're getting 2 to 3 reviews a month. That's probably 36 to 40 reviews that you've gotten in the last year that were all positive reviews. That's awesome.
Exactly. Exactly. With that, my friend, I know we have 1 minute to go, but I'm going to call this one a little bit early. 1 minute, because somebody booked a meeting with me like out of the blue. So,
Yeah, no
yay,
worries.
there's that. So, anyway, everybody, thank you so much for coming. We are back again, and we will see you in 2 weeks. You're not traveling, right, Greg?
I'm traveling, but I'll be back in 2 weeks. So
All
I
right,
will be here.
excellent. Okay, perfect. So we will see you in 2 weeks. Everybody have a fun, safe, enjoyable weekend. Relax, catch up on work, whatever you want to do. We will see you on the flip side. Bye.
Take care, everybody.